Show. This is the Big O 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 Show. This is...
Where can you drive the new 2025 Acura Integra for only $289 a month? There's just one place, Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them.
With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation.
Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Where can you drive the new 2025 Acura RDX for only $399 a month? There's just one place, Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge, Total Landscape Solutions.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
It's big. It's gigantic. It's the Toyota of Hollywood Super Sale. Over 2,000 Toyotas from just $17,988. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. Join the fun and get a super deal at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
South Florida, listen carefully. Osmani Garcia with Omega Realty Group is changing the game. He's not just listing homes. He's guaranteeing to sell yours in 30 days or less, or he'll buy it himself. No excuses, no delays, no fine print games. This is real. If you're serious about selling, call 305-440-1990 and see if your home qualifies. Osmani Garcia delivers results. Osmani Garcia, the home of the 30-day sale guaranteed, where guarantees are backed by action. Call now, don't wait. This market won't wait for you. Restrictions apply. Call 305-440-1990.
Welcome to Caneswear.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free, Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
Where can you drive a new Acura ZDX for only $439 a month? There's just one place, Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty, welcome aboard. Good morning, boys and girls. Time to rock and roll. Yes, sir. Coming to you live from beautiful Acura of Pembroke Pines. Put this down. There we go. Straighten this stuff out here. How y'all doing? Oh, man. By the way, just want to tell you, if you want to come on out and check out an RDX, a ZDX, born in America, made in America. Acura. Just want you to know that. Did you know that? Born in America, made in America. So, American made, Acura. Anyway, plus we have the ZDX, the 2024. We still got a few. Those are even pre-tariff. You know what I'm saying? So, just in case, if you're looking for a new vehicle at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines, make sure you tell them that I sent you. They will take care of you, man. Good people out here at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. Oh, I got a hell of a decision next year. Hell of a decision. Hell of a decision. You know, Sean, that the world is made of parties. Sometimes you'll have a block party at your house.
Yes.
You've seen those, right?
Yep. Had one last week.
Okay. There's the Republican Party, correct?
There is.
There's a Democratic
There
party,
is.
right? There's all kinds of parties. There's a rock party going on.
There is.
Right? Right? So there's lots of parties going on. Sometimes there's a party in your pants. Who knows? There's parties that happen all the time. Okay? We know it. Sometimes you go out with your friends and you're at a bar and it's like a little mini party right there. Maybe you're joining Dolph Freaky out on the west coast of Florida for a dolphin watch party. Who knows? Maybe you travel around the country with the sports babe and you got a party somewhere. Vegas, Indy, Seattle, you know what I'm saying? There's parties everywhere. NorCal holds like the biggest party every year for the Dolphin Nation. You know, we got parties all the time. There's a watch party going on for the Panthers throughout the Stanley Cup. And now I was all alone in my party. No, not the Bitcoin. There's lots of people on the Bitcoin party. Maybe some of you aren't, but there's not that one. I was on a party that it wasn't very much fun, and I don't expect it to be much fun. It's called the 2025 Miami Dolphins season. I mean, have I been inspired to watch this season? No. Remember, we even had
that listener that wanted me to bullshit him and everybody else and lie to them and tell them, oh, no, everything's going to be, we're going to have a great season. And then we have the other guy, the other asshole that goes, well, why should I donate for you to go to Madrid for a vacation? I'm going, no, dude, I'm going to work. Of course, yes, it's great to go to Madrid, but I'm honest. It's going to be a bad season. And what have I said? What is going to probably be the highlight of our year? What have I said? The Madrid game. Just because we're going to Madrid, they're going up against, we thought maybe the Bengals or Washington. Now we found out it was Washington. Either way, great matchup. So it'll be fun. We only have to hope that our Dolphins show up for that one game. They're not going to win a lot of them. Hopefully that's one that they do win. And that's it. That's kind of the way I look at it. You know, get to meet Dolphins from all over the world and Spanish Dolphins. That is so cool. Get to do a show from that's, you know, he knows that that's my thing, that I love doing shows in different Dolphin bars around the country. And our team sucks. Okay? And our organization never gets it right. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be a fan. I'm not going to watch. So that's why yes, please help us, support us to get to Madrid so we can do the show there all week long and do our pre and post game show there. Who cares what the season's going to be? Is that going to make me any less of a sorry ass Dolphin fan? No, dude. But now you all, after this whole Jonnu Smith thing, you have no idea now how my DMs are like loaded in all platforms now. I even got something on Blue Sky, which, you know, I get more reaction from crypto stuff on Blue Sky than I do anything else. And one guy goes, wow, dude, now I see where you're coming from and all this and that. And I'm trying to explain it to you people that they're not trying. It's transition, bro. They're distancing themselves from this guy. It's sink or swim on his own, dude. They're not investing any more into Mike McDaniel. You know what they would invest in? Future. The draft, turning a fourth into a third. Okay. Oh, Jalen. Okay, we'll move him if that's okay. Okay, now we have to try to move this guy. Okay, let's do it then. But we're not going to put more money into this guy because the next coach may not want Jonnu. I mean, I do none of this for shock. Never have, never will. I do it just right from here, bro. It's right from here, right from here, right from here. What I see, what I decipher, what I feel. I don't do any of this for shock or any of that kind of crap. Like you have plenty of other people that's what they do. I've been at this for 35 years. I don't need this. I do this and I'm just honest. That's it. And that's why I told you. I tell you what the Heat are. And, you know, plenty of people argue with me on that. Right? They all fill you with hopium that they're going to get all these guys. And I keep telling you, they're not getting anybody. And they never get anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I tell you Bam's not a star. And, you know, it's just whatever. I don't do it for shock. I do it because that's what I see. That's all. And this season is not about winning. It has not, from the get-go, the entire offseason has been that the players in the locker room see it, dude. Why do you think Calais Campbell would not come back? I'm driving here, and Hollywood is doing a show with Donald. And they had on Florio. Shock. Okay, here, you want substance. He goes, well, you know, I can see them trading Tua because the next coach, you know, they go from soft to hard ass, and they went from Flo, which it didn't work with Tua, and then they went to Mike, and then the next guy will be a hard ass, and it won't work with Tua. Dude, he played for Saban and won a championship. Again, stupid people that don't understand football, don't understand the real problem here. It's not the goddamn quarterback. It's that you don't build the right offense around the quarterback. When you have a Drew Brees, a Joe Montana, a Tom Brady, a Peyton Manning type, the guys that are just passers, they're not athletes, you must have a line. You must give them a running game. If you don't, these statues will struggle. That's been from now till kingdom come. That's always been that way. You can't build an offense where you use a mobile quarterback for Tua. You cannot have an offensive line that's a sieve. And that's the problem. That's one of the many problems. Plus, you don't have a running game. It has nothing to do with Tua playing with a hard ass. Bro, he played with a hard ass and won a championship with a hard ass. But the hard ass actually was competent. He actually had a real offensive line. You know, not one that Jalen Hurts could win with, but one that Tua could win with. But, oh, wow, wait a minute. He won with Philadelphia. And then, you know, and then what was the other stupid thing that I heard that he said? I don't know. It's just, you know, it's kind of like the whole thing we just heard the other day. Oh, no, Tua needs the perfect team. No, he doesn't, bro. He needs what Ryan Tannehill had for 4 years in Tennessee. Does he have that here at all? No. It's like people really don't understand football. Why do you think Marino didn't win jack shit? Why do you think in every big moment with Marino, it was toast? Because he had no right side of the line, no running game, and no defense. Didn't matter what Danny did. They were going to give up more. They were going to make mistakes because they weren't elite enough around Danny. It's not Danny's fault. So this has been like this forever, dude. 40 years of not being able to build it right. So, you know, and when I tell you that this season is not about winning, all you have to do is just look at what's going on. Forget the fandom. Pull the love, the desire, the need, the want that you have for a championship. Come back to reality with me. Okay? And just really assess what's going on. So enjoy the season for what it is. It's not going to be about winning. You're not going to surprise anybody. You're not going to shock the world. Any of that. I get it, dude. You're committed for the season. You bought the red zone, or you are traveling to 3 or 4 games, or you bought the season tickets, and you know you're going to spend thousands of dollars. So you need to convince yourself of a lie. It's cool. If you want to do that, you can go ahead and do that. Okay. I suggest you expect the worst. Go out to have yourself some fun. Okay. If you travel for the Dolphins, make sure you enjoy whatever city you're at, enjoy the moment, whatever it is, and then go to the game and enjoy Dolphins. And then hope the game is the icing on the cake, but don't make it the meat of the matter. That's all. Don't make it the meat of the matter, because you're going, if you center your life around this team, they will let you down. So if you're already committed, don't do the stuff that puts you in a rubber room where you're going to try to convince yourself of a season that really doesn't exist. They don't have a team to win, dude. They just don't. And they certainly don't have a coach to win. If that hasn't been proven to you over the last 3 years, I don't know I can't help you. You know what I mean? If you haven't seen, what is it? How many years is Bam here? 7, 8 years already? 9? Okay. If by now you still are not convinced that he's not a star, I can't help you. I can't help you. Can't help you. You know? So I'm glad that a lot of you are with me on my party now. You know? A lot of you are now joining and going, damn, You know, I heard, one guy was like, I hate that you're always right about the Dolphins. Damn, bro, you're like rarely ever wrong about this team or whatever they do. And, I'm not going to hit it all the time, but I have always a good feel for what's going on. And this is just, this is day 8,722 that the Miami Dolphins have not lifted the Vince Lombardi trophy. Good morning to you all. 8 years? Okay, so he's going on year 9. Yep, year 9 will be the year that Bam crosses the threshold. Year 9. Year 9, it all comes together, bro. Is year what? Year 3 with Asia? What's starting, I think. Yeah, I think they're still completing like year 2. Yeah, something like that. Their kid will have it. By the way, I hope Asia and Bam, when they get married, if they get married, not for nothing, boy or girl, please have Asia's attitude. Please. Please. You can have Bam's talent, but you got to be wired like Asia. Okay, I watch the WNBA. Yes, I will admit it, and I'm proud to watch it, and I enjoy the hell out of it, by the way. I enjoy it. I literally enjoy it. It's actually like the basketball that I used to watch with men. And it's just getting better and better. Their skill set is getting better and better. It's impressive. I could never play like that. So, you could beat those women in basketball? Okay. All right. Just saying. Anyway, please. Mama, let your babies grow up to be like Asia. Anyway, I'll leave it like that. Oscar Rojas in Melbourne is number 1. I see there on the chat board. Ronnie Harvey says, I just want to say that I'm not one of those fans wearing rose-colored glasses when it comes to the Dolphins. Lucky to win 6 to 7 games this year. That's why I put him there. I put that whole thing like, hey, welcome to my somber party, but reality, unfortunately. Jeff in Long Island says the Dolphins have created a monster now. Everybody wants more. Well, because and I forgot to mention this in the whole Jonnu Smith thing that's going on. Okay, it's who's the next coach? Does he really want Jonnu Smith? We won't know, because if we sign him to a long-term deal, you tie him down to a coach that's coming, and we don't know if he likes him or not. So why would we want to do that right now? Okay, just to appease. And then on the Jonnu side, dude, he's 29, I believe. So he's like, oh, shit, I'm throwing away a year here with these bums. Jalen Ramsey is like, I got to get out of here, bro. I don't have much left. I don't have a lot of elite years left. I want to go somewhere where I can win. I ain't going to win with this idiot. That's what they're saying. I'm sorry. I think we've been talking for months that people they know they're going to get fired. They're going to lose their job. There's no confidence in that building. And then this offseason comes and the defection. Oh, Florio goes, well, you see, you end up paying these kind of guys and you don't end up getting, leadership in the locker room, and you have bad people, or I'm trying to how was it that he put it with the whole Ramsey thing, that it just sounded ridiculous also. It was something about how people want to get paid, and then they don't really God, I'm trying to remember what the hell it was, but I know it led to I'm driving in the car and I'm going, well, wait a minute, hold on a second. I brought up Calais Campbell with it in my mind, and I'm like, well, that was the counter to what he was talking about. Now I'm for. Oh, I think he was saying, well, look at the players that are disgruntled. They're guys like Tyreek and Jalen Ramsey, and now Jonnu Smith wants his money. These are guys that have, issues or something. And I said, well, no, Calais Campbell is a character guy, and he just didn't want to be a part of this. It's not about money, because if Calais Campbell wanted to be here, he could have taken a salary if he wanted to, maybe not what Arizona was offering, but he didn't want any part of this. He was going to Baltimore. And then Arizona, gave him some crazy money, and then he had to turn down Baltimore to go to Arizona. But he was going to Baltimore. Why? The money was close to the same between the two. No tax state here. Baltimore's going to win. Jalen Ramsey wants out because you're not going to win. Jonnu Smith wants money right now because you're not going to win. He doesn't know what's going to happen to him for this year. And he has no security after it. It's people don't want to sacrifice for that man anymore. It's not a Chris Greer thing. It's not a Stephen Ross thing. It's not a Weaver thing. It's not any of the coaches. You could talk about any of the assistant coaches. It's not about any of those guys. None. It's about one. It's not the trainers. It's not the media relations staff. It's not the building. It's not the city. It's not you fans. It's that guy. And this is an entire dog and pony show because they refuse to just fire his ass after giving him the contract because it would look just absolutely stupid. So we're actually going through the dog and pony show of this season to then officially bury him because they have neutered the team, and he's incompetent as a coach with a loaded team. The last 2 years ago, you saw it. He couldn't do anything with a team that did have options and had some depth and had, he couldn't coach it up. They finally saw it. And then the reaction, the viral reaction that's in that locker room now. And instead of just biting the bullet and standing there and saying, we made a major mistake after, getting a pulse of our locker room and our players, we had to change directions. Nope, they're not going to tell you that. But the players are telling you that. Reggie McKenzie tells you that when he goes to retire in Tennessee to become a consultant for a team that's on the rebuild. If they were a legit team here that was about to win, don't you think Reggie McKenzie sticks around at least for the championship and then leaves? He could retire next year, the year after. He can be in Tennessee at any time. He left now. He sees the writing on the wall. Everybody in there sees the writing on the wall. They're just trying to keep it inside without coming out. I'm just the guy that deciphers all this and tells you, no, listen. I heard Omar the other day. He goes, well, Chris Greer always appeases his guys, so I don't know if Flo really didn't want Tua, and they wouldn't have drafted him. No, he didn't want Tua. He fought him he doesn't know, like he didn't know that Flo wanted Jordan Love until I kept telling him and everybody else. He didn't want Tua. He wanted somebody else, but I can't say it. There's some shit that I know that I can't say. There's some shit you'll never find out about that I can't say. But what do you want me to do? But I've proven it here many times already. Okay? And I'll give you a Tyreek bomb that you're going to trip out on. Don't worry. It'll come. I mean, he's gone in the offseason, so, got a couple more months. Anyway, this is all a dog and pony show. So that way, when he fails, they can fire him. They can do, the Philbin thing, and they can fire him. Didn't Ross do the same shit? And he gave him an extension? There you go. Same shit. But this time, it bit him right away in the ass instead of it taking more time with Philbin. Okay, even though with Philbin, throughout his tenure, he'd come in all his first year and a half. I've told this story before. He'd walk into the goddamn personnel department every week. I can't coach this guy. I can't coach this guy. And it got to the point where the personnel people said, Joe, you got to adjust. You're not going to run into perfect characters everywhere. You need to be able to adjust and be able to coach some of these guys. So, there's always shit that goes on that none of us ever know about and never find out about. And then some of us will find out about it years later. Some of us know about it, what is going on at the moment. Okay. But we can't say anything. That's not how you keep your sources. But it's just a really screwed up situation. And let me tell you something. I know you guys hate this. Chris Greer can find talent. And I know that's where we have a complete divide with a lot of people. It's all the coaching stuff that's really ruined everything. It sucks because they can find talent. And then there's been wrong decisions on who to keep, who to let go. And talent has left that you did not need to go. And you would be a much better team if some decisions were made right and not appeasing coaches or whatever it was. It's just, God, I just cringe because I think we had a group of people that could actually find talent. It's just, you had to stick to your guns on you finding the talent, and you tell your coaches to coach the people instead of you trying to cater to them too much. And that the yin and that yang, you didn't pull the triggers the right way for a lot of these things. You didn't listen to your coach at the right time, and you didn't stay away from your coach at the right time. It's weird, man. It's just weird. And like I said, and this is why hindsight is 20/20. You've got to be Joe Gibbs. You've got to be the Baltimore Ravens. Okay? You've got to identify who you are. And then when you make a coaching change, that coach fits who you are. That assistant coach, that offensive, defensive court. Okay, this is how we play. Okay? You will play this way. You will coach in your style, but you will play in this way. The Steelers have been the Steelers no matter who has been there. They have their tweaks, but it doesn't matter who it is. If it's Jack Ham, Levon Kirkland, I don't give a shit who it is. To this day, it's all the same. They're big, nasty. They hit you. They fly all over the place. That's Steeler linebackers have been great throughout history. That it's who you are, and it pays off. And so that's what you have to. The Green Bay Packers do things no matter what the coach is or the general manager. They draft their quarterbacks, and those son of a bitches sit. Don't care. You're Brett Favre. He kind of went from Atlanta to the Green Bay, and they didn't have anybody, so but that's where it started. And then they made Aaron Rodgers sit, and then they made Jordan Love sit, which nobody does that. And then their offense has been West Coast style from the Holmgren days all the way to LeFleur. They are who they are. They change their coaches, but they are who they are. And there's an identity. And our identity changes. It waffles with the coaches that we change and the personnel departments. And, it's just been. So this is just a dog and pony show right now. That's all it is. Everybody knows that McDaniel's not the guy, finally. Problem is they didn't know when they extended him. They didn't know when they were giving Jalen Ramsey more money and they were giving Tyreek guarantees, which made no sense whatsoever. Those three moves right there made no sense whatsoever. The Tua move is normal. Everybody pays their quarterbacks. They're paying Brock Purdy a ton of money. They're going to pay their quarterbacks. It just is what it is. It's not your quarterback. Build the right team around whatever quarterback you have. Okay? If you have a Jalen Hurts, don't make him a passer. Make sure the running game and the defense is the center point of your offense, because make him only have to make a few passes. Okay? So he doesn't have to carry you, because if he does that, you're going to lose. It's just kind of the way it is. He's not an elite passer. But if you build the team the right way, you can win with Trent Dilfer. He's not an elite passer. You just need him to make a couple of throws. That's all. Here, complete this one to Sharp, that one to Stokely, and hand it off to Lewis a shitload of times. The defense will take care of business. We'll be good. You know, you can do that, but you got to have the team. You want to win a championship with Peyton Manning that can throw only 10 yards? You better run the ball, you better protect, and you better play defense. Did they do that? Yeah, and they won. Tua throws right-handed better than Peyton Manning did that year. It's not the quarterback. It's ignorance. It's a lack of knowledge, a lack of understanding, a refusal to understand. So if you refuse to understand, then I can't help you, you know. But if you want to give to Baltimore's offensive line, Derrick Henry, those two tight ends, and that defense, which is still better than this one, let's go. Let's see what. Oh, and John Harbaugh on the sidelines. Let's go with John Harbaugh over Mike McDaniel, over Brian Flores, over Cam Cameron, over Adam Gase. Combined. Let's throw in a Tony Sperano too, just for fun. Okay? All of them. And give me just one John. You want a John Harbaugh or any of those five? You're going to go with John Harbaugh. I thought 5 versus 1 is better. Those 5 brains, they're not going to be better than one John Harbaugh. Right, exactly. 100 men against a gorilla. Right, no shot. I agree. So, but no, hey, you know, just keep at it, bro. Yeah, no, just blame it on one guy. Just blame it on one guy that puts up elite stats in the shittiest environments. Lead the league in passing yards, or in touchdown, or in distance, or in completion percentage throughout the years and different things. He's in the MVP race somehow. Yeah, no. Imagine if you gave him an offensive line and a defense and a running game. Holy shit. Oh, wait, he would win a national championship or maybe a Super Bowl, which is equivalent. I got it. Okay. Yeah. That's what happens when you have actually a team. Dolphin Dave is in the house. One-Eyed Jack. We got, Furonis is in. Let's go. All right, let's continue talking the Dolphin nonsense with the man that has to cover this nonsense on a daily basis with our Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins report. It's the one and only David Furonis.
All rise, football fans, as the Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins report with David Furonis is in session.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furonis.
Right. There he is. If only, it's boring, bro. We're in the end of May. There's nothing going on, David.
No, there's always something going on in Miami Dolphins land. Always. Learned that my first offseason.
It's funny because about 2 weeks ago, I had a guy, because, I haven't been inspired for this season at all because I expect it to be a disaster. And the entire offseason has not been an offseason that you're looking to win. There's no indications. All you're doing throughout the offseason is laying foundational work for the future. That's all you're doing. None of it is stuff that you're looking to make immediate impact right away to expect an entire rookie class to make an impact, you're an idiot. Okay? You're an idiot out there. If you think, oh, no, this draft class comes in and they all kick ass, we'll be fine. Dude, relax. They got to grow. They're young. They're going to make mistakes. Maybe one is a stud right away, but maybe 2 or 3 grow up. But to put the pressure of what you need from this team, unrealistic. And so you see the whole Jalen Ramsey. I don't have much left. I want out. Calais Campbell. I don't like this situation. I'm out of here. Reggie McKenzie. Yeah, I'll go retire and be a consultant in a rebuilding Tennessee because you guys aren't winning shit here. I'm out of here. There's lots of reasons why you can see this place, is Tyreek wants out, even though obviously he's buried himself in all of this. And now you get Jonnu Smith, who's 29 and knows that he's in the twilight of his career and he's got to waste a year with this team. So he wants to get compensated.
Yeah, well, on one end, you can tell that this team isn't looking to, all right, they want to stay away from the term soft reset. That was a term that I asked Chris Greer earlier this offseason, and once we find out Jalen Ramsey's being traded, and yes, they want to stay away from that publicly, but their actions do say something else when, okay, well, one, you do have to go and find a trade partner for Jalen Ramsey because you can't make that work. You have Calais Campbell move on. Obviously, Teron Armstead, it was time for him. He retires. You're losing a lot of leadership. Right, yeah. Teron Armstead, he was going to do his thing regardless. But you're losing this leadership. You don't make a high-priced free agent move. You stockpile on the draft picks. That all is indicative of this is a pivot from the win-now ways of the past couple of seasons. So that's not indicative of we are going all in for this right now when you found a tight end who can complement your receivers, who can be a guy when opposing defenses are sending all their coverage to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
A damn good player, bro. A damn good player.
And has a great season doing that. And then you're not willing to meet his number. I don't know if he's asking for something ridiculous. I don't know the specific numbers, but you're not willing to pay him when you do have some cap space that you freed up, and you will have some more once you do trade Jalen Ramsey post June 1. And right now you're not willing to move on him. Then that's indicative of, hey, we're not in a position to go and win right now, and we understand that. Also, from the Dolphins' perspective, if you're them, then yes, you do have a tight end who right now his value would be at its highest after he had the remarkable season he had. And if you aren't in a position where you're really going to be competing at the top of the AFC, then you could find something for him when he's going to turn 30 before this upcoming season. So, and it would also present a pivot from last offseason of we're willing to pay anyone whatever they want to keep them happy. So some prudence there with the with how they're managing the money, but then also just it hurts a little bit when you see a Jonnu Smith, a guy who went to FIU and he has a great season, record-setting season for a tight end as a Dolphin, and you're not willing to meet him halfway a little bit here.
Well, yeah, because the way I look at it is they don't want to put any more money into Mike McDaniel, and so they don't know if the next coach will want Jonnu Smith. And so why are you going to keep doing this? And this is the impression I get. And this is the terrible part. And this reminds me of the Philbin extension after the Minnesota win. And then they realized they made a mistake, like 10 months later into the next season is when they realized they made a mistake. I think with McDaniel, they realized they made a mistake at the end of the season and throughout the offseason when they saw the defections, the malaise that's in that building, the fact that there's a ton of people that do not believe in this guy at all. And so neither do the players. And this is what you're getting from the players. And it's, it's funny because I would think that a lot of you guys would have been able to get something from players to finally come clean and start, ratting the guy out a little bit more. And it hasn't happened, which I'm kind of surprised. But the way their actions is everything you need to know about what's going on. And Jalen was the one, Jalen was the one that kind of has only made it somewhat public here. You know what I'm saying? And still, he probably won't even talk about the guy when he goes to his next stop. He'll just say, no, man, that place didn't work out for me, and he'll move on. So he probably won't even trash McDaniel, but he's made it obvious that it was all about McDaniel, and everybody knows it. And so I think that the sad part is these people aren't willing to lie on the sword right away and say, oh, yeah, we just gave him an extension, but we made a mistake. And instead of trying to save the locker room right away and maybe make Weaver your guy, who's very liked in the building, by the way, by the players, everybody really has immense respect for Weaver. I almost feel like this is kind of a dog and pony show that they've let Mike out there hanging out to dry and say, hey, man, we did everything we could for you. We're done. You do whatever you can do here. You'll get your last chance because we gave you the contract. But if you don't show, you're gone, and Weaver's going to step in. And I think this is all because they're not willing to go through the embarrassment of admitting that they made a mistake, bringing back Mike McDaniel and not firing him, much less giving him an extension. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Now, let's be clear on the Jonnu Smith situation where his preference is still to come back to the Dolphins, getting the money he wants. So it's not a matter of it's different from Jalen Ramsey, where Jalen Ramsey he wants to be somewhere else. Well, and both sides.
Can I walk you through what I think is really going on?
Well, all right.
Okay. Jonnu Smith is 29.
Well,
he doesn't have much left. He's in the twilight of his career. This year, he has no idea what's going to happen to him. If he blows out his knee, he'll never see another big dime again. So he's asking for a big contract, a big raise. They're not willing to give. And he's doing that on purpose so he can force a trade. But at the same time, he tells you and everybody, oh, no, I want to be here. But you got to pay me what I want for me to be here, because that's how Jalen Ramsey did it. And that's how Tyreek did it. And that's how everybody else has done it. Now me and my agent are going to do it this way. No, but we want to be here. Pay me. And then next offseason, trade me because I don't want to be here anymore. I got my money. And, this whole game, this shell game has been played on them over and over again. And this is what's happening again. The PR is, oh, no, I want to stay. Who the wants to stay in this place? Seriously. Who wants to stay in this place? But they know the trick. The trick is get the contract first, then get out.
I'm not leaving it out of the realm of possibility, but it's what I've heard, as Adam Schefter also reported, is yes, that is still his preference is to be with the Dolphins. And if I'm Jonnu Smith, I would feel that because he just had his greatest season and set Dolphins records of 80 plus receptions, 880 receiving yards, and 8 touchdowns in this system, and complimenting Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle when a lot of defensive attention is going to go to them, and it's opened up a lot for him. So I would like playing in this offense if I'm Jonnu Smith.
Now, there's no chance that Schefter can't say what I'm saying, because if he says what I'm saying, then he's also going against the agent that's giving him the information. Because then, they're saying, oh, no, we want to stay. Well, they really don't want to stay. They're just trying to.
Because you're adding opinion into it. He's saying what he's hearing, and I'm saying that's also what I've heard. So,
yeah, exactly. But what you're hearing is it's not a lie.
Yeah,
it's not a lie. It's just not the whole truth.
Very possible. Yeah. I mean, that's how negotiations work in football and sports and anything. Yeah. There's always a leverage play wherever you can. So I am not canceling it out or anything. I'm just saying, hey, that's the word. Is yes, he still would prefer to be here. And judging by Jonnu Smith as a guy that I got to know in the locker room, like I could totally see that being the truth, and that he would like to stick around here, and be separate from the Jalen Ramsey situation, where that's just kind of like a bygone thing. They got to part ways there. But I could see it being different with John O. Smith. And hey, he had that season. He's like you said, he's running out of years. He's about to turn 30 before next season. Like, you're coming off your first Pro Bowl year and you put up those numbers. Yeah, you want to get paid like a Pro Bowler, and you know it's only going to be tougher to keep doing that as you get older.
Like Van Ginkel got paid like a Pro Bowler, like Hunt got paid like a Pro Bowler,
and they both made their first Pro Bowl after.
Like Calais Campbell got paid because they wanted him. You know, a lot of people have left, and I'm just saying, bro. And then they all want to go somewhere else. I think this is just a game that's being played, and the Dolphins have figured it out. And they're like, yeah, we're not doing this again. Yeah. We're not doing this again. And so I'm just saying, dude, it's not a good situation. Not a good situation, unfortunately. And the sad part is, dude, a lot of talent has come through here the last few years.
Oh, my goodness. Boy,
I was just saying that before you came on, that I really like the front office for the talent. They find talent, bro. They can draft it. They can undraft. They can get the undrafted. They can find guys. They can make some trades. All of them aren't going to work out, but most have. They're where it's killed them has been their coaching hires, and then who to keep and who to let go. Those are the decisions that have burned them. But damn, they're good. They have filtered in a lot of talent, dude. Shit. It sucks.
Yeah. If you put together an all Dolphins team of the past 5 years, you could pretty much stack up with any other roster. Now the difference for some of the other ones is that maybe they've kept together some of those guys, but maybe the top teams who are paying a top quarterback, like you're looking at the Bills with Josh Allen, like the Chiefs and the Ravens. Sure, they've had to have guys come and go, same way as the Dolphins, who now are paying to like a top quarterback, that kind of salary. That's just part of the NFL. But I mean, the talent that the Dolphins have stacked up over several seasons, you could match it up on paper with just about anyone in the NFL.
Yeah, you just needed the coaching and then to make the right decisions on who to keep and who to let go. And that's what this hasn't worked out, bro. And that's the part that freaking sucks. Absolutely sucks. The Tyreek mess, that continues, obviously. In the same week, he tells you guys that he's going to church, and he also hung out with Aiden Ross. That's that is right there. And he's got to prove himself in mini camps. I love that line. Yeah, what the hell do you prove in mini camp? That you showed up? I mean, that doesn't prove anything, to be quite honest. It's just a mess, dude. Just a mess. What do you do with that guy?
Yeah, the Aiden Ross stream and the video clips that have surfaced from it just are mind-boggling. Why Tyreek Hill is doing this, putting himself on that platform, and I don't take much of what he's saying.
Did he go to church before or after the Aiden Ross streaming? Just wondering.
I'm not sure. Maybe it was a Saturday, and then he went to church on Sunday. So probably before, I guess, if that was a schedule. I'm not sure. I'm not privy to that information.
Did he go to therapy on Friday? Aiden Ross Saturday.
He might have had a Monday
church Sunday. Okay. Yeah, he's taking therapy and he's going to church, and it's it's just like it's like the bullshit meter. Just ting, 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 ting. It's just, you guys should have a bullshit meter next to him. We should all have a bullshit meter in every press conference next to Tyreek. It's just ting, ting, ting. Just awesome.
Yeah, those are a couple of his go-tos, and then also how his grandmother raised him. So,
yes.
So whenever he's admitting to something he did wrong, he says, "That's not how my grandmama raised me." So.
Yeah, but that's how you turned out. So I don't know. Well, maybe they didn't raise you, but that's how you turned out, bro. So I don't know. I get it. You don't want to credit her for your behavior, but you may not want to mention her anymore. Okay, because she doesn't need to be associated with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just saying, Tyreek, that might be the best thing you do. Don't mention good old grandma, bro. Poor. She's like, oh, son, don't mention me. Son, don't mention me. That's she's got to be embarrassed. She's got to be embarrassed. Yeah, hell no, I didn't teach you to be like that, you idiot. I'm surprised Tyreek's ears aren't the size of Dumbo's by now. Grandma should have been pulling on that shit till kingdom come.
Or his nose, like Pinocchio's.
No, that shit's already. Yeah, he has constant cosmetic surgery after every day. I don't know if you know that. At the end of the night, he goes into the doctor's office, and then they slice off another inch that grew every day. Because, I mean, the amount of lies that pound for that guy, his nose would be on the other side of the world already. He could actually build a tunnel with his nose from one end of the earth to the other. We could actually cross through the middle with Tyreek's nose.
Well, that's why in that same regard, I view that Aiden Ross stream and what he's talking about there as the same bullshit, but in the other direction where he's doing it for entertainment, like going over the top and saying F the Bills and their fans and that he
wanted to punch Mike McDaniel.
Maybe there were some actual moments because there's frustration in the NFL, and when you're not getting the ball as a wide receiver, maybe he actually did want to at some point, but I don't think it probably was ever to the point where he actually truly considered it or anything. So I think a lot of that was for
does Tua want to punch Mike McDaniel for not getting the plays in on time constantly?
Maybe so, and but I feel like that.
Does he want to break a ukulele over his head?
Like, how many times in Heat culture have like Udonis Haslem and Jimmy Butler wanted to punch each other, or probably
how many times in life does everybody want to punch Jimmy Butler? Come on, that's a terrible example. Absolutely, you picked the one person. My point
is, this is the stuff that happens. If you're not feeling this way in competition in sports, over the person who is just repeatedly, in a way, trying to get the best out of you, but maybe doing it in a way that pushes some buttons and annoys you, then that's just what happens. Like Teron Armstead at his retirement party, he said that so many times Sean Payton, he wanted to drill him because of the way that he coached him up. But then he understood, looking back, it made him better for it. So a lot of that stuff.
How many times everybody in the building wants to punch Tyreek Hill?
I bet there's a lot of that too.
How many fans,
especially after last
how many Dolphins in the NFL want to punch Tyreek Hill?
Ooh, a lot more, I bet.
Okay. All right. I'm just, I just want to make sure we throw that out there. Jonnu Smith, does he get traded to Pittsburgh because of Arthur Smith? Do Smith and Smith reunite for the second movie? Mr. and Mr. Smith.
That's a good one. That would be a pairing that makes sense. And obviously they're already out there as a team in conversation. So that's a pairing that would make sense. And then for the Dolphins, they would what's the number, like $4 million post June 1 trade for Jonnu Smith. I think it's in the fours.
But he really wants to stay.
And then who knows if after this Jalen Ramsey trade they clear up some cap space, and depending on the number that they give a veteran cornerback, there's still a lot of items on this checklist for the Dolphins offseason.
I mean, they might as well take the cap hit on Tyreek now. I mean, the season it's really over. Like I told you, it was over in the Indianapolis loss, and nobody wanted to believe me. But anyway, the season's over. Might as well. What I never thought you would do. Everybody knows you're not trying to win, dude. And if some idiot out there wants to give you anything for Tyreek, bro, unload his ass now and take the hit post June. Whatever it is, you have There is no more reason you are not competing for anything this year. Dude, really? Do you think this team has a chance to go to the playoffs? Seriously.
Seriously, I could see them as a Week 18, still have a scenario out there, that type of team, like borderline playoffs is where I truly predict they will be, like hovering around 8-9, 9-8 to get into the postseason on Week 18.
La Vena. I mean, hold on. I'm trying to find my vein. I'm trying to find my vein. Hold on.
That is not good by any means. That's very average, which
That's
is what the Dolphins are right now.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll be average. They were
Not
average.
even average. You have
They were
5-12.
average. They were average with like talent with that guy. Like they were average because they could only beat bad teams and they still couldn't beat the good teams.
This is assuming health for Tua, which also is something that could go awry very easily. So, that would be a difference from last year. Is if Tua plays more games and is healthy, then. But given the different roster, I could see him just in the same boat at the end of the season if Tua is playing more games. That's the thing.
So, David, then you have them getting rid of McDaniel at about week 8 and then going on a 9-0 run.
Well,
finish 9-8 for the season.
I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. That's
I know Big O doesn't want anyone looking at the schedule, but when I look at the schedule, I'm looking at the first half of the season
I'll do this to you, bro.
as where the Dolphins are stocking up wins, and then they give you hope mid-season, and then
hold on.
But that second half of the season, it's going downhill.
So where's my heroin? I know I brought it for this segment.
God.
I mean, seriously, come on, bro. You're really going to do that to yourself? Oh, that's right. Your editor won't want you to spin it like it's over before it started.
I'm telling you, we'll see at the end of the year, or as the season goes mid-season. But that's how I see the first half of the year playing, assuming health for Tua.
Okay, so let's be honest, dude. Try to be honest, at least. Be honest. Does Mike McDaniel survive the regular season?
I think I would see. Well, you know what? I might see it where even if, because I would have
no fence straddling. No ifs, no ands, no buts, no maybes, no nothing. Yes or no.
I'm gonna lean yes by a little bit.
Yeah, I had to try to be politically. That's a no. That's a no right there. He just can't say.
But if he's saying they're going to get close to a playoff win, then he believes that Mike McDaniel will stay. In his scenario, Mike McDaniel is winning games.
But in your scenario, he gets fired.
Listen,
and
I'm
Weaver is the one that gets us.
Yeah, but I'm the one that goes 17-0 on the schedule game.
Yeah, but you have Weaver.
Yeah, but this year I can't do it.
Even he can't do it. He can't do it. Okay, so you got him surviving.
I'm going 9-8 or 8-9, and then
I say he's gone by week 10.
I could see where Stephen Ross says, although we missed the playoffs again, and that it's unacceptable, and the status quo is unacceptable, I still believe that this is the group to bring along this, and maybe sees enough good from the young core coming up.
You know why I disagree that that's going to happen? If you wait to the end of the year, you lose Weaver. Weaver doesn't come back to this. He's been here. He's not going to come back to it. So he will leave to greener pastures. You have to fire him in the regular season and give Weaver some games so you can see what he can do. Players can see what he can do. And then you can also win him over by giving him the power right away and massaging him from the get-go and already making him feel like it's his team. If you wait to the end of the season and he has a chance to go visit other teams and he's been in other organizations like Baltimore, so you better scoop him up now, because your candidates in the offseason will be Adam Gase-like, will be Brian Flores-like, will be Cam Cameron-like, will be the late Tony Sperano-like. So you know what you've gotten. You're not getting elite anymore. Those days were done. You were getting the Parcells and you were getting the Sabins and you were getting the JJs. You're not getting those anymore. Now you're getting, second, third rate guys that don't turn into anything. You have a guy in the building, looks first rate to me, dude. Looks first rate. Looks like a guy that can turn into a real head coach, knows how to lead men. And I think that's very, very important. If I'm the Dolphins, I think they've realized this, and I think they're gonna let him sink or swim, and they know he'll sink because they've kind of set it up that way. And by week 10, he's gone, so you can give Weaver some time, and people can get acclimated and like him and all that kind of stuff, and you can move on. That's just me. We'll mark this down because I've said this already a couple of times, but you'll see. You'll see.
The interesting thing, though, is how so much is still invested in the offense. And then now Weaver on the defensive side, he's got this secondary that's going into the season looking like already a very depleted group, not just void of top-notch talent. So that's a challenge that they've set against.
I love it.
Against Weaver. And now he'll only look better if he accomplishes something with it.
But he did it last year with no pass rush. Now he's going to do it with no secondary.
Yeah.
Now he's reversed.
Right.
So now he's going to go out there, and if he does it again and gets him into the top 10, top 15 with no secondary because he mixes it up in the front, then you're gonna go, this son of a bitch has to stay. We have to elevate this man. This is the man, and that's my point. I'm going to be laughing my ass off when he does a decent job because he has a good front seven. If they can stay healthy, because they don't have a lot of depth, but if they can stay healthy with that front seven, they're going to be pretty good, and it might set him up. That's why I'm telling you, this is all they set up Weaver more to succeed than McDaniel. And so I think they've set up Weaver more because they want to move into Weaver's house and out of the McDaniel condo. So that's just me, bro. But what do I know? I've only been on the beat 35 years.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to how Mr. Stephen Ross sees it. So,
yeah, that's going to be a good one. All right, what do you got going on the Sentinel so folks can check you out, my friend?
Yeah, I did just write yesterday about Bradley Chubb, him coming along, and how he looked great, actually. It was only OTAs, and that was in my headline. It's only OTAs, but he's looking the part as he comes back from missing the 2024 season. And aside from that, it'll be more now Jonnu watch along with Jalen Ramsey watch as the clock ticks for that key June 1st date. So that'll be a big thing next week. And then they also have another OTA next week and then mandatory minicamp later on after that. So still plenty going on in Dolphins land.
Beautiful. All right. Follow him on Twitter at @DavidFuronis_. Call my friends Welton Rayom. They make this segment happen. They keep this platform afloat. 954-966-4646. Many of our listeners in the last 5 years have called Welton Rayom. June, by the way, this next month, we become 5 years on the platform on our own. Bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. We've had listeners in Central Florida, West Coast, and here in South Florida. Call Welton Rayom. They have their own adjusters. So if you got a leaky roof, you got a brown stain, you're wondering what's happening, they send their own adjusters there, and then they go after the insurance company. Maybe they can get you a new roof, man, and do it now before hurricane season starts, or take this number down, because a lot of our listeners on the West Coast after those 2 hurricanes called Welton Rayom. Save the number. Maybe you don't need them now, but if something happens, never call the insurance company. Never. You call Welton Rayom first. They send their adjusters, and then they call the insurance company. When they hear first from the lawyer, not the client, they get their attention right away, baby. 954-966-4646. David, have a great weekend.
Likewise, my man.
Thank you.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help. We step into the world of big dreams, big moves, and big money. It's the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. After 40 years, the Big Cheese remains dedicated to serving the finest Italian dinners, pizza, pasta, subs, and salads. All of their pasta is imported from Italy and cooked fresh every day. Visit BigCheeseMiami.com. Now, let's find out who's the Big Cheese the Miami Hurricanes are working on with insider Manny Navarro.
All right. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. That is Manny Navarro. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good? Does he got me there? Is he there? Oh, we can't hear you. No. Mike. You got a Mike. See, that's what you got to love about live. Because, you have some fun. You're going, now you're muted. You're muted. Volume. This amplifier goes to 11. Our amplifiers go to 11. Does
you hear me now?
Now. We got you, Verizon. We got you.
Sorry about those technical difficulties, though.
It's all good, bro. It's the beauty of life. That's what I like. All right, let's get to it. You ready? You making any plans already? You got dates and times now? You making your reservations?
Trying to enjoy my summertime is what you're talking about, or head down to the Big Cheese.
The Canes. I'm talking about the Canes. Now you got some dates, right? You got some times now.
Oh yeah, kickoff times and all that. Yeah, that's good. I mean, we've got a few of but those games were kind of expected. I think it was USF, Bethune-Cookman. We know the openers already, August 31st at 7:30. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. It's an entertaining schedule, probably the best home schedule Miami's had in years. I mean, when you think about Notre Dame coming here and Florida coming here, right? It's a pretty good start to the season.
Is the home opener sold out yet?
I don't know. It should be. It should be close to that. I've got to check in with people at Miami to see where they are, but I would assume that a lot of those tickets are gone.
Yeah, that's a hell of a way to open up the season. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So talk to me about the recruiting weekend. It's obviously a big one. So should Canes fans be really pumped up about what's coming up here? Because dude, Mario's been working it as it is already.
Yeah, I mean, obviously recruiting is big for Mario, and he absolutely pours his heart into this more than anything else. That's what he does. He hands off the reins to his coaches when it comes to a lot of the football stuff on the field. But recruiting is his passion. It's what he's here for. And you look at the last few years, Miami's gotten a lot better recruits on campus. Haven't always signed them, but they've gotten a lot of top-tier guys, 5 stars, top 100 players, guys that ended up going other places in many instances.
Overall upgrade in talent, bro. You saw it on the field last year. Overall upgrade in talent. It's not even up for discussion. It's not.
No. And here's the thing people have to remember, okay? The majority of these guys are going to sign elsewhere, okay? They've got 17 visitors, 7 top 100 recruits, 4 5-star guys. I'm willing to bet Miami only ends up getting 1 or 2 of those elite guys. But the fact that they come on campus, the fact that they're here, the fact that the NCAA transfer portal exists, the reason you go through this process is to ultimately try to catch a big fish, whether it's the first time around or the second time around when they enter the portal. And so you just look at the history of the last few years. Last year, Miami had 16 visitors the first weekend. They end up getting Hayden Lowe, a 4-star top 100 edge rusher from California. They got him last year. He was the big fish that they caught from the first recruiting week. The year before that, you look June 16th, they ended up getting Justin Scott, the 5-star defensive lineman from Chicago. And then the following weekend, they ended up getting 5-star edge rusher Marquise Lightfoot. These are guys that haven't really taken the field yet, obviously, and played a lot, but they're big-time prospects. So you get excited for this, but I try to put it all in context for our listeners and our viewers, because many of them are going to say, oh, what's the point? Miami only gets a handful of these guys. Well, you still have to go out and bring them in and try to get them so that you can build your recruiting class and have a chance to upgrade the program.
By the way, and you want to upgrade your lunch today or your dinner, you go to bigcheesemiami.com, get yourself a slice or two of some amazing pizza, maybe an entire pie, little lasagna. I mean, the rolls are to die for. Plus, they give you a little side of pizza sauce. So go bigcheesemiami.com, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. You can go to the website. You can check out the menu. It's a large menu there, so that way you can check out what you want before you get there. And, of course, tell them that Big O sent you. If you go, you tell them, hey, I heard it here on the Big O Show. And, by the way, check out the walls, man. It is historic what's on the walls. Going off of that, before I ask you about what are the big names they're going to target, what I would counter when you were talking about all of that, well, they're only going to land a few. Dude, be grateful that you're landing a few.
Yeah.
Because you are one of the few that has what, as you have mentioned before, to remind people, you have an NIL collective that is as large, as big as anybody else's out there. Your NIL collective can compete with the Big Ten, with the SEC. You're more than, your NIL is better than most of the ACC as it is. So yours is good enough that you're in the conversations for the same players that the top two conferences are going after. So whatever players that Mario's able to land, these are players you were never able to land before. And when I look at the team last year, the biggest disappointment I see from Mario is that's the most talent I've seen in a while, and you didn't do shit with it. So that's the part that hurt me last year. But you got to be grateful. So with that said, go off of that part of the NIL and the collective, because that's the reason why you're in this game now.
No, 100%. And that's the thing I try to tell fans all the time who end up looking at this stuff from the big picture perspective. Oh, they only got X amount of kids, and Georgia and Ohio State still got the best ones. It's like, dude, think about where you were with Manny Diaz and Mark Richt and Al Golden and all of these guys. Like, you're not going to get a chance to start producing a bunch of winning teams and NFL, stars if you don't land these guys out of high school. It's the way it usually works. The transfers usually don't end up becoming the stars, though. It's the guys that are there for 3 years, the elite guys that you grab and you develop. Those are the guys that end up becoming first-round picks, 3 and done. Right? Those are the guys, and those are the guys that they're competing for right now. That Mario has them in the race for, versus how it was before. And so,
you and I have done this segment for so long that we were laughing. Well, at least I was laughing. Well, you were laughing along with me when there was like this quarterback that we were battling, like Tulane and Army, and like I don't know. You were like, really? This is what we're battling to get this guy? Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Now we're in the middle of the same shit with guys that want to go to Ohio State, or we just took a kid from Georgia. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, we were never doing that under these guys before. Plus, we were never spending this kind of money. So be super grateful that the administration has gotten their crap together and they said, okay, this is the only way we can compete. And by the way, not everybody in the ACC has this NIL collective, which gives you an opportunity to hang in there and get into the playoffs, because there are some teams in the ACC that are never going to be able to sniff the playoffs because they don't have this NIL.
Yep. Yeah. And so you're right. And I think that's what Miami fans have to take away from all this. Yes. I was just trying to giving the warning label. Like, dude,
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a lot of these guys, and many of them will not end up at Miami. But if Mario can consistently land 2 or 3 elite ones every single year, that's how you turn things around. That's how you turn things around. Dude.
Because again, it's funny because it comes back to the Dolphins.
Right.
You would have kept more players now. You would have had more players sacrificed to be here. You would have had more people coming to be here if you would have been winning the last couple of years under McDaniel. It's been a flop. Well, go look at what the Panthers are doing. You're winning. You're winning so much that the stars want to stay. They sacrifice. They're all taking pay cuts. You're probably going to see Marshawn say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to take a little less to stay with these guys for another year or two. This is what happens here because now you've got it going the other way. This is why you and I have talked about this. This is important for Mario, man. He's got all the resources in place. He's getting the talent. He has to win. He cannot do what he did last year on a consistent basis because then it starts going the other way. The money will be the same in Michigan and in Ohio State and in Georgia. And if they're winning and you're not, the kids are going to lean that way because, yeah, you've got the money, but you're not producing the results. And if you don't produce the results, the malaise starts. And that's exactly what the Dolphins have. It started with a lot of hype with McDaniel and the high-powered offense, and then it got kind of exposed, and you didn't build it the right way. And now everybody's jumping ship, dude.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's what Mario has to avoid. It's important that he gets the results.
Yeah.
So who are the big names that they're targeting?
Well, there's 7 guys I'm going to talk about that are top 100 recruits here, including 4 of them that are 5-star guys. So this, in terms of you compare this weekend to all the others Mario's had, this is probably the second biggest weekend in terms of big name recruits that are here. So it's a big weekend for them. It's the best one that they're going to have this cycle. First one is defensive tackle Lamar Brown. He's a kid out of Louisiana who is probably going to end up going to LSU or Texas A&M. But this is his first visit. I've talked about how Miami got Justin Scott a couple years ago, the big 5-star defensive tackle. Last year was Hayden Lowe. I know it doesn't seem like Miami has a chance with this kid, but I would just tell you, if you look at recent history, defensive linemen are the big names that they end up pulling from other areas. So I would not rule out Miami's chance here with Lamar Brown, who is a top 10 overall prospect.
I like it.
Super talented kid. We will see
if
how
they landed the tackle, they can land him. Come on.
For sure.
Come on.
Another big name here, Tristan Keys, wide receiver, who's committed to LSU. This is going to be his 3rd trip to Miami. Okay, this is a Mississippi kid. Everybody in the SEC is after him, which when you're the number 1 receiver in the country, everybody's going to want you. We will see what happens with Tristan Keys, who plays with the South Florida Express, by the way. So that's another thing to keep in mind. We will see what happens with him in the weeks ahead, but that's a name to know. You have an edge rusher, Anthony Jones from Alabama, a top 10 guy. Again, Oregon, Miami, probably going to be the 2 leading candidates for this guy. I think this one's going to play out over time. It's going to be a long race. Locally, the biggest name, I've told this to you over and over again, Derek Cooper, 5-star running back, Hollywood Chaminade, super talented kid. Can play defense as well, can be a linebacker, could be a safety. Everybody in the country's after him. This is the important one for Mario because to me, he is the best player in your backyard. And Miami, we've seen it happen before. We've seen Jeremiah Smith go to Ohio State. We've seen other elite guys in the past leave South Florida for those other premier programs. That's the one.
There we go. There you go. You're back. You're back.
Okay.
Go ahead. And Miami, you said, or just a couple seconds ago, in Miami, and then you cut out there.
Yeah, I apologize. No, I was going to say Miami has lost a lot of these elite local guys like Derek Cooper in the past, right? Jeremiah Smith and so forth. And so to me, that's the one, me personally, from like a big storyline perspective, is can Miami win and keep some of these elite kids from leaving in terms of homegrown kids. And then 3 more names to know. Samari Matthews, cornerback out of North Carolina, 4-star guy. Chauncey Kennan, another 4-star guy out of Sarasota Booker, and then Messiah Hampton, a kid out of New York, big-time wide receiver. They don't have many top 100 guys. Messiah is probably going to end up going to Oregon. Oregon just hired the Syracuse wide receivers coach not too long ago. That's the guy he's had the longest relationship with. But he's here. He's going to commit on June 13. Miami is in it for him. The NIL packages, I'm sure, are really, really good. Miami would love to have an elite receiver in this class.
All right, good stuff. Make sure you follow him on Twitter so you can get all of the insider or X, whatever. Manny_Navarro, and better yet, subscribe to The Athletic, support him, and get great information on all the teams, everything going on across the country, and international soccer, too. You can get there also. Manny, as always, thank you, my brother. We will catch up next week. Have a great weekend.
All right, brother. You too. Take care.
You got it. The Big Cheese. Go to bigcheesemiami.com for delicious food. The pasta is shipped from Italy, cooked fresh daily. You get family servings. You know, you've noticed over the last few years, you go to a lot of places, they might charge you more and give you less. Well, when you go to the Big Cheese, you probably end up taking food home because they still serve you a whole lot of food. So you get a lot for your money, which is a beautiful thing. BigCheeseMiami.com.
You've been listening to the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. At the Big Cheese Miami, they continue to purchase the same high-quality ingredients that the most expensive Italian restaurants use. The difference is they serve large portions at a family price. Visit the Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-662-6855 or go to thebigcheesemiami.com. Go Canes!
All right. Thank you all out there as always. Appreciate it. By the way, if you want to pick up anything for this Panther run, go to my friends at Caneswear. I got this hat this week. It's got the time to hunt, which is, of course, the hashtag that they use. So they've got that hat there. They've got a bunch of different Panther hats, and I've got several Panther hats, but I wanted to add a new one. You can use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off. Panthers start the Stanley Cup playoffs the Stanley Cup Finals on Wednesday against Edmonton after they thrashed the Stars yesterday. Damn, I was hoping that they would. Hateful Steve reaches out to me last night. He goes, "Should I start complaining about the Stars?" And I put LOL. Go ahead, man. And he didn't complain. It's Hateful Steve's fault. I'm just saying. He did not. He said, "Hey, why don't I start complaining?" He was joking. Apparently, it's a serious thing, Steve. You apparently you better start complaining. You better complain about the Dolphins. Oh well, you do that already, so that hasn't helped. Oh Lordy. Anyway, thank you, Hateful Steve. You're awesome. Appreciate you. Mike No-Go Zones is in Guatemala. Awesome. I like it. Enjoy yourself. Be safe out there, my friend. He's going to some no-go zone somewhere. That's for sure. That is faux show. Anyway, by the way, we are here at Acura Pembroke Pines. American born, American made. So if you're going to go buy a ZDX, American born, American made, baby. You need an SUV, car, most of them all American born, American made. Just in case. So, because of the environment, and you might be getting better brakes on cars that are made in the U.S. than abroad. You know what I mean? So, just saying, when you're searching for a car, and you might go, "Oh, wait a minute. That's not an American car." Well, actually, it's made here. So it's also good to know 2024 ZDXs are still here. We got a few models left. You can take advantage. We got 2025 models all over the place. So come on out. Get yourself an ILX, a ZDX, an RDX. Come on, baby. All right. And tell them that Big O sent you. Also, don't forget about that. Knicks, by the way, survived last night. Nice job by the Knicks. Pacers stunk it up. Halliburton, Nimrod, Nesmith, Siakam, they stunk. They all stunk. And, listen, the NBA right now, are we talking about an all-timer winning the NBA Finals? No, right? You're not. If OKC wins, if Indy wins, or if New York somehow pulls this off, which I doubt, I'm pretty sure Indy will win this next one at home. But neither one are great. You know what I mean? And OKC is super hot. They're playing well. God bless them. They're not going to be considered like the Spurs. They're not going to be considered like the Big Three. They're not going to be considered. Certainly, nobody's the Jordan Bulls or Magic's Lakers or Birds Celtics. Nothing. You're not the bad boys. You're not Shaq and Kobe for a couple of years. What is it? 3 titles they won together, I believe. Right? No. Only 2? I thought it was 3. Anyway, so it's just one of those where didn't he win 3 with him and then 2 more with the other guys post? Because he had 5 and then Shaq won 4 with us. Right. That's what I thought. Because he won our 4th with us and then he won 2 more without Shaq. If I'm correct, he ended up with 5. So, anyway, point is, it's not an all-timer. You know what I mean? God bless them. They're all got a shot at the title. SGA and company have earned it, and there's a good chance they're going to beat Indy or even New York if they get there. I would pick OKC right now. But do I look at OKC like I look at some of these great teams of the past? No. I could see them winning and never winning again. That kind of stuff. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Or maybe I'm wrong, and maybe down the line this does turn into a great team, and it's not a flash in the pan. I know SGA is not a flash in the pan, and Holmgren's a good player and stuff, but we'll see. We'll see if they can be a great team and not just have a great year. We'll find out. But this year is not about teams that are going to be lifetime memories and all-timers and things like that. Let's see. Lenny Pena, thank you for chiming in, my friend. Brian Radke. Big O, I think everybody wants Edmonton to win for some reason. They think sun and hockey don't mix. I think it's just jealousy. Edmonton has an excellent team, but Dallas doesn't play like the Cats. Nope. Yes, I did stop at Chick-fil-A today. I got a biscuit for sure. Yes. Dude, I ate dinner last night at 5:30. Yeah. I ate lunch when I got out from the show, which was dinner. That's it. It's over. Because I went to Chick-fil-A before the show at Hialeah, which is like 1 o'clock, 1:30. I went to the Chick-fil-A on Flagler and 97th. I got my regular Chick-fil-A without the bread. It's just a lettuce wrap, the chicken, no fries, no. And then when I did the show and I got out, I ate right away. And that's it. That was the last time I ate. So this morning, dude, I don't know how many hours it's been from like 5:30 till 9:40. What is that? Like 15, 16 hours. So, because I try to have my 2 meals within a short distance and a small window, and then I go without eating for a while. And that's what I do. You know what I mean? That's how I lose weight. I get hearty food and I eat it, but I don't eat all day. So now I had my breakfast from my Chick-fil-A. Okay, so I cheated. And I only ate half. I eat the top of the biscuit and the chicken. I don't eat the bottom biscuit. Okay, so I cut out that part also. So that cuts out fat too. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of cheating, right? So then now I'll make sure that the next meal I have is grilled and, something. But it'll be within the next hour or two. No, it'll be a little bit later than that, actually, because we'll be out of here. It'll probably be around 2 or 3 o'clock. And then that's it. I won't eat again till tomorrow, But by tomorrow morning, like this morning, my stomach was rumbling. I was preparing for the show, and my stomach was, son of a bitch, give me food. So I was like, man, I am dying to pull into chick. And that chick came in sweet. Oh, yeah. Don't you love that chick? Let's see what else. Last year was a kick in the nuts for the Dolphins, but we are literally one good offensive coordinator away from being competent, playing fundamental football in key moments. McDaniel is not it. They don't have the depth anymore this year, and they don't have the secondary. It's hard to ask Weaver to, be a miracle worker too. That's not fair either. Howdy to you, Kosa. Ronnie says, when fans ask me my opinion about the Dolphins, I tell them that I have eyes. Don't feed the hype. Evaluate based on your eyes. Exactly. Because sometimes the media can't sell you the truth. They don't want to discourage you. People that, talk Dolphins and are /fans, they don't want to tell you how bad it's going to be. So you're going to say, well, then why should I tune in? Why should I read your coverage anymore? You say nothing's going to happen. So we don't have a problem with that here because there's still a hurricane season. There's still an Inter Miami season. There's still a Heat season. There's still a Panther season. There's still Bitcoin. There's still music. There's still all kinds of things to talk about because we have a variety on this show. So we're not stuck with one sport. We're also then stuck with trying to create stories. Yeah, that's not what we do here. Not what we do. South Florida fan base is about winning. No one spends money to see a team with a losing record. Amen. 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 And amen. There's plenty of things to do where they're not going to spend their money on a bad team. That's why the Marlins have no attendance. Because people aren't going to spend their money to watch a bad team that isn't even trying to win. The Dolphins end up being mediocre to average most of the time, but they're trying to be elite. It's just maybe not this year, but they're trying to be elite. It just doesn't work out for them, but at least they're trying, which I give them credit for that. Bam takes too many jumpers with his talent. He should be taking the ball to the rim and forcing those refs to blow the whistle. It's so frustrating to watch. He has a lot of shortcomings to his game. Jay Gelfin is in the house. Shabbat Shalom, Orlando, Sean, and chat crew. Remember to smash the like button. Remember to hit the subscribe button. That's right. And support our sponsors. Yes, please. Big O, I don't know why people are mad if we are negative or think that the Finns are bad. Doesn't mean I'm not going to watch games. I just want my Dolphins are going to be like, yes, I get you. I get you. Dad Dean is in the house. Juan Mendoza. Anthony Kyle Campos. Well, I see Basketball Jones says, why would any top-tier coach even come to Miami to work under Greer? Well, actually, you're wrong there because he can find talent and he's going to accommodate you. So wouldn't that top-tier coach want that? Right? But forget about that. And again, don't blind yourself with the moment. Okay? From Shula till now, nobody's worked out. You've tried every kind of coach. You've tried every kind of GM. Okay? You've tried every combination. So don't make it sound like you were getting top-tier coaches. I think I just made that point to David Furones. Didn't I just make the point that you no longer get top-tier coaches? Right? Isn't it Sperano? Isn't it Gase, Flo, McDaniel, Philbin, Cam Cameron? Where are those top tier coaches? I must have missed it. Weren't there different GMs in place? Who said that? Basketball Jones. Just wondering. It's just like the whole. Oh well, they never win in the cold. They don't win this. They never did with Shula either. With Marino, they would choke out west. They would choke in all the big games. They would get run over by the big teams. I'm not sure. Like, I wonder. Sometimes I wonder about some of you Dolphin fans. You make it sound like the shit that goes on now never went on, and it's been going on for 40 years, just like this guy. Oh, what coach is going to come to work under Greer? Well, I don't know. You name me. What coach has come? Period. What coach has come here? I must have missed out on that. No, but it's only now that we don't get top-tier coaches. It's only now that we don't win in the West Coast. It's only now that we don't win playoff games. It's only now that we barely make the playoffs. It's only been happening now. Like why I said you must lock in Weaver. And I think that's what's going to happen. So, True Fin absolutely agree that Greer can find talent. I'm not one of those that fire Greer people. While I understand those, I believe injuries and bad head coaches is what's killed his team. Yeah. And you cannot argue with the people that want to fire Greer. They have more ammunition than any of us that like him. So I get it. I totally get it, dude. I'm never saying you're wrong. I'll tell you you're wrong that you don't know what the hell you're talking about with Tua. I'll tell you you're dead ass wrong there. You're a dumbass. I'll tell you that straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Build an offensive line for real and a running game and watch that kid soar. Now, if you give him a defense, he'll win everything. But I'm just saying, for him to succeed, just give him a goddamn line for once in a real running game. A running game that's a threat. And you'll see what happens. But that has not happened not one time. So, again, you don't know how to build around a player, and that's been a problem also, by the way. You don't build right around Tua. You know you got to build the wall of Montezuma, and you got to be able to run the ball so the kid can do his magic. If you don't do that, you can't allow him to succeed. You can't allow any statue to succeed. If you cannot block for Tom Brady, you will not win. You won't win. You will not win a title. No title for you. No suit for you. So that's it. Everybody's got a rhyme and a reason and a gripe. Nobody can be happy. The owner can't be happy. The front office can't be happy. The coaching staff can't be happy. The players are certainly not happy. Fan base cannot be happy. Media can't be happy. Podcasters out there can't be happy. Nobody can be happy. Nobody can be satisfied. Nobody right now deserves to have a job. I totally understand that. Totally understand that. You know, we're in this whole dilemma, and you wish Stephen Ross would sell and all that kind of stuff because it's just a vicious circle. So it's something that we all cannot avoid. But I will not tolerate stupidity in the sense that, oh no, we still got a chance to be great, or that we're gonna, oh no, it's all Tua's fault. Come on, man. Just, oh, he needs a perfect team. Get the hell out of here with that shit. How did the Dolphins become perfect? I guess they had a perfect team. Just ridiculous shit you hear. Ty in the Bronx, thank you for the love, my brother, on the super chat. Appreciate you supporting the show. Ross is scared to hire a big name. No, I don't think they'll come here anymore. I don't think they choose to come here anymore, dude. Those days are done. The other jobs open, and they'd rather go to other places. You're not the number one. Look at the results. Where have you gotten ahead? Where you gotten a top of the line coach? And when he tries to go after one, it's illegally. It's funny. Going after a coach illegally. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, I see. You can't get it legal. That's why I'm telling you. They're going to lock down Weaver. Since they can't get it legally, well, this is the way they can actually get it done. You know? He's tried it legally with Harbaugh. It failed. He tried it illegally with Sean Payton. It failed. Legally, he can't get it. So I think he's been listening to my boy. Damn it, what's his name? Man, I know somebody can help me out there, but I don't want you to help me. But anyway, he's got a song that says, this goes out to all my homies riding legally and illegally, right? And I think they're going to ride illegally again this year. And they're going to just roll with the facade of McDaniel, fire his ass midway through the season, and hire Weaver. Lupe Fiasco. Damn it. I love Lupe Fiasco, and I don't know how I forget it. Anyway. Hot girlfriend. I don't know if he still has that girlfriend. Smoking girlfriend, bro. Smoking girlfriend. If you go to my X, go to Big O Show, and you put Lupe Fiasco, you'll find some videos of Lupe Fiasco at Revolution Live, and you'll see a couple of performances. And there's one because I'm on the side stage, and she's on the other side of the stage, so I can see her the entire time, like dancing through his set. And so I saw her the entire night there, and I'm telling you, Lupe Fiasco is like Applebee's. He's eating good in the neighborhood. Anyway, Horn Dog says, I'm sick of the dysfunction with the Dolphins. We have turned into the Cleveland Browns, far from the team I loved as a kid. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no winning going on that we want badly. I know. Maybe it could be the owner. It's something why the Dolphins aren't winning. Yeah, well, the last two owners couldn't find the right combination. Huizinga tried to and couldn't find the right combination. Big O, great opportunity. Bitcoin's at 105. Yes, sir. Especially for newbies. I know. It's at 105. Oh, how much more is it going to go? Is it over? The same thing I heard at 16 and at 25 and 30. I get it. I hear that all the time. And then I tell you, bro, it's going to go to 1.5 million by 2030. So right now you're going to get like a 15x. If 15x in 5 years is not sexy to you, I don't know what is. The SEC dropped its lawsuit against Binance. Folks, if you can't sue Trump, you can't sue anybody in crypto anymore. There's nothing dirtier than the Trump and Melania coins. The meme coins are complete rug pulls. I've been telling you about how dirty meme coins are for years. And the guy that's running the country it's the first thing he did. And there's so much dirtiness going on there where they hold back 70 to 90% of the coins. So the people that are buying up, then they sell out their end and they cash in from their money. That's why the value goes up and then it drops because they cashed in. All those people holding the coins. It's just they don't understand this business, so they don't know. but you can't take Trump to court. So the SEC has dropped every lawsuit against Kraken, against Binance, against everything. Solana, you name it, XRP, everything. Because they'll use the Melania Trump coin as the precedent of it. So since he's controlling everything, it couldn't be more positive for crypto and for Bitcoin now. And the regulations are coming. BlackRock, for 33 straight days, has had Bitcoin inflows into their ETFs. 33 straight days. They have put in $9.3 billion. A total now of $72 billion in Bitcoin, and they continue. Tether just raised another $685 million for their Bitcoin holdings. So, Oscar, the idiots that sold from 111 to 105, those are all short-term holders. All the long-term holders, all the rich people, all the powerful people, they're just hodling and buying. And you're allowing those rich and powerful to hodl a lot more. Us poor people, we get to stack a little bit more. A little bit more. But hey, at least we have a little bit, which is a lot more than some others will have. So, you are correct, my man. Not that I'm a financial advisor, not that I know anything about this. I don't follow any of this. All that news and all the information just comes to me by osmosis. That's what it is. So do your own homework. But Oscar, I'm with you. I'm with you. It was the time to dip, and hip the dip. The ladies dip. The women fight for my delight. Let's see, what else do we have? Come on, Big O. The Dolphins are going to the Super Bowl this year. Going to buy tickets. Yeah. By the way, our Super Bowl is in Madrid. That's, I think, the culmination of the season. That's where we get to meet a lot of Dolphins, international Dolphins. So please help us get there. Please make a donation if you can. Anything that you can send in, we'd appreciate it immensely. That's our GoFundMe page right there. I know a lot of you are sending it through Venmo and Cash App and PayPal. You send it to me through there because it's easier for you or something. You say, hey, this is for your trip. But if you can, send it there on the GoFundMe page. We need it. We want to go there, and there's a Dolphin bar there. We want to broadcast all week, and we want to do our pre- and post-game show. We'll break any news that's there. We'll cover any Dolphin events, all that good stuff. That's really the peak of our season. I keep telling you, don't mean to be negative about it. It is what it is. It's what we've been in for years. But I think this will be fun, and it'll be a good matchup, and hopefully the boys give us a hell of a performance that day. That's all I'm asking for. And who knows, maybe they can win that day. You know what I mean? I can't ask them to go to the playoffs and go make a deep run because that's unrealistic. But on any given week, I can ask them to win a game. And hopefully this is the game where at least one of the few wins that we have is this one in Madrid, which would be really nice. So if you can, whatever donation you can make, we'd appreciate it immensely. Just like we tell you to, when you visit our sponsors, please tell them that you heard it here and that whether it's Subaru of Pembroke Pines, Toyota of Hollywood, or right here, Acura of Pembroke Pines. Make sure you tell them that you heard it on the Big O Show. It's very, very important, man. Very important. And by the way, the one of Subaru, we've got a QR code there where you can get $500 off too. So there you go at the same time. Thank you. What else? I hope it goes back into the 80s dips. No, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Brett says, even investing a little consistently over long term, utilizing compound interest can result in financial freedom down the road. That is me, Brett. Little by little, I can breathe. Little by little. Yes, that's me, man. That's me. That is me. That's moi. That was funny. The Macron getting slapped by the wife when he's about getting off the plane. Did you see that? The French president? You saw it? You saw that he got married with her when he was like 24. You know, she's like 102. Like, she's like 50 years older. She was like his teacher. He was Van Halen. He was hot for teacher. I got it bad, got it bad, got it bad. I'm hot for teacher. And the fact that he's still with her, it's so sad, so sad, so sad that he's hot for that teacher. Anyway. Does anybody mix in more pop culture references in and out of conversations? I don't know. You tell me. Let's see. What else do we have? Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. Why don't we? And the amazing Alan Blanco again. Unique custom printing and embroidery. Tell him that you heard it here, okay? All right? You know, like some guy, he goes to me, hey, this place called me about shirts, but they never mentioned you. But nobody ever mentions about field trip shirts unless it's you. And I go, well, then, you know. So if your company is going to have a field trip and you need 100 and 200 shirts or 300 shirts, like some people have done, you can call them, you can send them your logo, you can do it all by, you know, what's it called, Zoom and all that kind of stuff, and email and all that. Call our guys, call my man, Alan Blanco, 3A Graphics, 786-618-1443. Please mention us. Remember, okay? It's very important that you remember, okay? Luckily that he was like, no, this is like the third time it's happened. This has to be you, bro, because I never, this was started with you. I never really was, I normally do uniforms and stuff, and like people are not calling me for this. Like, it has to be you. So there you go. There you go. So thank you. I appreciate you, but please mention us. If you can't, to any of our sponsors. Okay. Panthers, Oilers set now. Stanley Cup Finals Wednesday. Panthers at Oilers. The Oilers are minus 130 on the money line for game one. Panthers plus 110. Knicks last night survived. Pacers did not keep up pace. Boy, they lost 111-94. They stunk it up. Got to give Brunson credit. He played well last night. Has not had a great series. 32 points. Cat had 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists coming back from that injury that a lot of people thought it would kind of limit him. He was at least productive yesterday. Tomorrow night, Knicks and Pacers at 8 o'clock for Game 6. We'll see what happens in Indiana. Saturday, Inter Miami. They are in the they're trying to fight and climb this playoff ladder. They're number 6. Number 4 comes to town, Columbus. They are plus 190 on the money line. Inter Miami is plus 105. We'll see what happens. 7:30 at Chase Stadium. Saturday at Pitbull Stadium at 7:30. Miami FC will host FC Naples. And Saturday at 9 o'clock on the road, the final game of the regular season. And Fort Lauderdale United is on the line, is on the road on the line for the playoffs. They are playing the Spokane Zephyr FCs. You can catch it on Peacock at 9 o'clock. The ladies must win in order to get into the playoffs. All right? So everything's on the line. They lose, they're out. They win, they're in. So it's amazing how you play an entire, what is it, like 33? There's going to be the 34th game or something ridiculous. I forgot how many it is. And it comes down to the damn last game. It's like sometimes even with baseball, you played 161 and it comes down to the 162nd game. It's truly amazing. Or in basketball, hockey, sometimes it'll do that. And here you go. Last game, dude. So good luck to the ladies. Let's see. Let's cross our fingers and let's hope that they can get it done. That would be very nice. Oh, Bono's Stories of Surrender premieres today on Apple. I will check it out. I saw a bunch of the interviews. I saw the one on Jimmy Kimmel. So, yeah, good shit, as always. Bono is a man. It's good stories. I love how he wrapped up the interview with Jimmy. He goes, I tell my kids all the time that, life is about guidance and what's it called? Not suggestions, but when you give people not opinions, when you give your kids advice. It's about guidance and advice, and my kids have taken none of it. So, advice is optional, and they have chosen not to take any of it. So it's just one of those. It's funny. He's good. He's good. He's very self-deprecating, considering he's the biggest rock star on the planet. So yeah, it's cool. It is cool. Is he still? Is it? Well, maybe Mick Jagger is still the biggest rock star on the planet, right? Because of the time, you have to give it to Mick. I can't say Bono. Gotta say Mick. Yeah. Until Mick checks out. Is it Bono second? Well, pop culture-wise, Bono beats Mick Jagger because of all the other work that he's done. And he's in the middle of politics and everything, raising money and all that with the one organization and all that. So he is. But as a rock icon, as a music icon, I guess I got to still give it to Mick. Because I know the Who are still around, but Bono's way ahead of Roger Daltrey. Like, way ahead. It's not even close. That's not even on the map. He's nowhere even close to Bono. Yeah, I probably have to still give it to Mick. Paul McCartney, that's pretty damn good. Rosendo, that's pretty good. I'll give Bono ahead of Paul, but that's pretty good. Because Bono does more on the charitable side, and he does more raising for great causes and stuff like that. He's guy's in the middle of giving speeches in the UN and all that. Plus, he's a rock star. Plus he's still filling stadiums on his own. You know what I'm saying? So I'll still give Bono the edge over Paul, but that one's really good. I like that one a lot. But maybe I go with Mick just because, dude, it's the Stones. It's the Stones. It's the Stones. And yeah, Elton John, good, but again, not at the level of Bono. No, not at the level of Bono. As a rock icon, yeah, right there. But then Bono takes it to another level. I think Bono is like maybe the most famous rock star in the world right now. In the world, period. I'll probably go with Bono. On the whole rock front, you probably have to give it to Mick, because he deserves it, man. And he still is filling stadiums. And he's still rocking at his age, which is, wow. The fact that he can move the way he moves at his age, that is truly amazing. Remember, you can make a donation, Cash App, or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App, or Venmo. Let's see, what else do we have that I wanted to talk about? What the Dolphins are doing right now could be one of the most detrimental things that they've ever done in the history of their franchise. Think about this. No matter what anybody tells you, this guy's not a good coach. People don't believe in him inside that building. Players don't believe in him inside that building, no matter what they sell. You gave him a contract that you now regret. You've made a major mistake. If you believed in him, you would have mortgaged the future. You would have done whatever it takes to try to get this team back on track, but you didn't. And there's no way that you're actually taking a step back because you want to be fiscally responsible to then reset and start again next year with the same individual. That would be, oh my God. So now you're going through the suicidal issue or process of keeping a coach around that the people in the building don't believe in, including the players. The fans that are smart understand that he's not the guy. You've made no moves that make it look like you're trying to win. And you're only keeping him around to go through the process of having to fire him by some legal reason or some justifiable reason. Not legal is not the proper word, justifiable in the public's eyes, because privately you're shamed and you don't want to be ashamed because you'd rather fire him now. But oh my God, you would turn everything upside down if you just fired the guy you just extended, and now the entire offseason's up in arms because now you got a new head coach and everything changes again in the middle of the offseason. So stay status quo with what isn't working because you need to have it go through the failure part of it. It's not how you're going to build trust. It's not how you're going to build a winning culture. It's not how you sell to fans, players, and agents that you're trying to win. And if you're always going to be the team that just pays people, but there's no substance behind it, which is what we just saw again, which is what Jonnu Smith is trying to pull again. It's not his fault. He's been put in this situation. He realizes this place is screwed. Okay, I need to get my money. Oh, if not, well, then trade me. I'll get my money somewhere else. But I want out. This isn't the place. That's what's going on. Everybody tries to put lipstick on the pig. It's still the pig. It's still the pig. You could go Maybelline. You want? Go ahead. Ain't going to work. Sorry. Nope. No matter how good the lipstick is, doesn't matter. You want to go Fenty? Rihanna's got this top of the line stuff. Now, pig's going to look like a pig. You're better off buying pictures of Rihanna in Fenty. That's what you are. Big O, you trust Greer to pick another head coach, even if it's... See, here's my problem. If Greer is surviving, which it looks to me like he's surviving, okay, he didn't pick McDaniel. So I'm just calling what I see. I can tell you I like Greer, and I do, and I'm a Greer fan. I know he has screwed up with the coaching part of it. I get it. Totally understand. And if you guys don't want him and you don't want to fire him, I get it. I understand. I can't argue. I don't have anything to stand on. I don't know how many times I have to repeat it. Okay? What do you want me to tell you? But if you want me to tell you that better is coming around the corner, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. So, whatever. If McDaniel's gone and Greer stays, Greer didn't hire McDaniel. And so they're not blaming him for all this shit because he went along with the guy they wanted. He worked with the guy they wanted because he had to appease them and he had to appease them and him, because if he doesn't appease them, he pisses them off. You know what I'm saying? Catch 22. Because if you're firing McDaniel and you're keeping Greer, that tells me Greer wasn't the guy that wanted McDaniel. That's what that tells me. Because as much as I like Greer, I'm sorry, how many times do I have to repeat? I can't imagine they would keep anybody to hire their third coach. Have I not said that like over and over and over and over and over again? So whatever, man. You know what I mean? I'm not here to argue with you guys about the qualifications, whether they should keep Greer or not. I can't. Okay? It has not worked out. You're right on that. Okay? I'll argue with you on the whole Tua thing. And I'll argue to kingdom come. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole different conversation. That's a philosophical thing that they don't do things the right way around him. Bruce Springsteen, that's a good one too. He said in that interview, what's it called? Kimmel screwed with him. He goes, so, you siding with Trump or Bruce Springsteen? And he goes, in America, there's only one boss. And that's the best way to get out of that. Because it's true. There's only one boss, and it's Bruce. Although, you know, we called Diana Ross the boss for a long time, dude. It's kind of, we kind of like let that go and forget it. And I know Bruce is the boss. But we called Diana Ross the boss, too. She was the boss a long time ago in the 70s. Were we calling Bruce the boss in the 70s? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he became the boss till the 80s. I want to say Diana Ross was the boss. Maybe even this. No, not the 60s. I think she became the boss in the 70s. She pulled away from the Supremes. And then she became the boss. So you're looking up when Diana Ross became the boss? Really? Wow, he was given the name in the early 70s, Bruce. I didn't know that. How about Diana Ross? When did they give Diana Ross the boss name? Because now if we go with rock icons, in the 70s, she was the boss. Bruce was not anywhere near where Diana was. I mean, Jesus Christ. So it took him a few years to get to Diana's level. I don't know. I gotta say that, you know, Diana got a little ripped off there with the boss. Right. Also, she released it in 79. So no. She got the name with the song. So yeah, no. Or did she have the name before the song? And then she made the song. Okay. She wasn't the boss as the sense of an official title. Okay. They used to present her like the boss. But whatever. It is what it is. So, Bruce, you get it first, I guess. I was wrong on that one. I guess you get to wrangle it away from Diana. Let's see. So true. That album was great. She changed her look in the 81 album. Oh yeah, she's a smoke show. Diana was a total smoke show. Yes, sir. Would you wow about? You know what? You did music. Let me do music. Oh, well, whatever. But, you know, we were talking music. Somebody brought it up and whatever. We did the boss thing. So let's go with some music stuff like we like to do on the show. All right. Let's start off with who was born on the 30th. CeeLo Green. Born in 1974, the songwriter, rapper, record producer, Thomas Calloway. Gnarls Barkley, too. Yeah, I remember when. All right. Let's go with Tim Burgess, singer, The Charlatans, or The Charlatans UK. Let's see, born in 68, Seven Pippin. No relation to Scotty. Bassist for the Black Crowes, born in 67. Tom Morello, badass, Complete Arms. Guitarist, yes, sir, Rage Against the Machine, born in 64. Winona Judd, born in 64. The Judds, of course. Stephen Duffy, guitarist, founding member of Duran Duran with John Taylor and Nick Rhodes. He was also a member of Lilac Time. If those of you know anything about Lilac Time back in, what is it, like the 90s, I want to say? What else do we have? Marie Fredrickson, born in 58. She's the singer of Roxette. That's right, baby. Nick Heaton, drummer with The Clash. I love The Clash. They're so like underrated. They were, I know they were punk, but they, man, did they have a lot of it's not flexibility, that's a word for it, but like different styles, dude. They were so good. The variety of songs that they came up with in different styles. Man, The Clash is so, I think they're incredibly underrated. And when you get to know the story on what shitty musicians they were when they started, to developing into solid musicians and then creating some great music, dude. God, Clash they're underrated. They're underappreciated, underrated. I really love them. Klaus Fluoride from the Dead Kennedys, speaking of punk bands, born in 49. Let's see. Gladys Horton, born in 45 from the Marvelettes. And Armando Peraza, member of Santana from 72 to the early 90s. He was a percussionist, born in 1924. Those are musicians born on this date. Let's go with other famous people celebrating birthdays today. Carl Fabergé, the jeweler, the egg that everybody's been stealing in movies forever, born in 1846. Tell you, that was a big thing in that Bond movie, the Fabergé egg. Get those twins with the knives and shit. Let's see, Benny Goodman. If I don't give the age, it's because they're dead. Born in 1909. Restaurant executive Bob Evans. You see him on the roads all over. Born in 1918. Actor Clint Walker, born in 1927. Actor Keir Dullea, born in 36. He is 89 today. Hall of Famer Gale Sayers, born in 43. Actor Ted McGinley, born in 58. He is 67 today. Who else? Filmmaker Duncan Jones, born in 71, is 54. English futbolista Steven Gerrard, born in 80, he's 45. Remy Ma, musician, born in 80, he's 45. And that is it for that. Sean Stanley, what do you got for us?
No Way Jose turns 37.
No me digas eso, chico.
Sí.
Okay.
May Saruga is 26. And the phenomenal Jake the Snake Roberts turned 70 on May 30th, 2025.
Love it. There you go. As we see the folks celebrating birthdays today. As for music history, I don't think I got any music history for you today. I thought I did, but no, I don't. No music history for you today, unfortunately. So, did not do my homework on the music history. My fault. Apologies to that. What else do we have here going on in the world of sports? Any music going on? No. By the way, I saw that Steve Perry band, and I like Jared James Nickel, but they're coming to the Hard Rock. Dude, and tickets are like over $100. How is that place going to get full for that? It's the weirdest thing, dude. They wow. And I love going to concerts there, but man, I can't. And this is why I'm going to get priced out of this country. That's why I won't be able to retire here. I will not. It sucks, dude. Totally sucks. We're going to get priced out of everything pretty much. Thank the Lord that I've been to so many concerts that I've been able to, it's like, okay, I saw Steve Perry when he was young doing the Steve Perry project, and I saw him in Aerosmith several times. I'm like, all right, I'm good, bro. I've seen you in your heyday. I don't need to overpay to see you when you're over the hill already at this point. So it's just one of those deals, but it's just crazy how much they charge. If you want to get like a floor ticket's like $160, $70. Like, are you out of your mind for that? Come on, man. It's going to be a nice concert, but not something that you overpay for, dude. Are you kidding me? Anyway. All right, folks. You got any final questions? You want to fire away? Any final questions, comments, anything worthy? Anything new that you want to fire off? Frankie's got Greer stuff, which is old as hell already. It's old and dead already at that time. You got anything fresh out there for me to answer? You got any questions? Sports, life, crypto, politics, whatever. Okay. And enjoy the dips here that Trump continues to cause, by the way. Don't panic. They're going to print. They're going to print a lot soon. Okay. One way or another, they will have to print with the mess. They're making a bigger mess every day. So they will print. You're seeing Metallica tomorrow. First time since 96. Holy shit, Pat. Wait a minute, but are you doing the 2-night thing? Is that what that is? Dude, I heard that engine. I go, is he back? Anyway, because Kyle Lowry came by earlier before the show started, so we couldn't show you Kyle Lowry. But he visits the show every Friday that we're here. He just visited a little earlier. If you're doing the 2-night thing, that's what we're doing in Tampa next month. Can't wait for that, dude. Can't wait for that. Go up to Tampa. I'm going to Burns the night in between. Looking forward to it. Yeah. So looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good time at Metallica. And then of course a little Burns. My daughter went to Burns Steakhouse this past weekend with her boyfriend. So, what can I tell you? Oh, thank you very much. I've got a This Day in Music now. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't find it before, but thank you. Today, in 2016, Kraftwerk, Germany's highest court, ruled in favor of the hip-hop artist who used a 2-second sample of music from the pioneering electro-pop band Kraftwerk. Kraftwerk's Ralph Hutter sued Moses Pelham, alleging that his use of the clip without asking infringed the band's intellectual property rights. But the German Constitutional Court decided that the impact on Kraftwerk did not outweigh the artistic freedom. All right. In 2014, on this date, Aretha Franklin received an honorary degree from Harvard University. The soul legend became an honorary Doctor of Arts at the Harvard ceremony, which came a year after she was forced to cancel a string of concerts due to ill health. Johnny Cash in 2013 on this date, a new museum dedicated to the life of Johnny Cash staged its official opening. The museum in Nashville was set up by his wife and husband team, Shannon and Bill Miller. It featured the largest and most comprehensive collection of Johnny Cash artifacts and memorabilia in the world. In 2009, on this date, Ozzy Osbourne was suing the band's guitarist Tony Iommi over royalty payments. The 60-year-old had accused Iommi of falsely claiming to have sole rights of the band's name, which had cost him royalties from merchandise sales. Osbourne was seeking unspecified damages, lost profits, and declaration he is the half owner of the trademark. Iommi claims Osbourne legally relinquished the rights to the band's name in the 80s. Osbourne said he believed all 4 original members of the band should share Black Sabbath's name equally. In 2009, the aforementioned Mick Jagger offered to buy an ice cream van but was turned down by its owner, who promised his daughter he would drive her to the wedding in it. Giuseppe Della Camera had spent 10 years restoring the rusted van to perfection after he spotted it on a farm being used as a chicken shed. The restoration was such a success, Sir Mick offered to buy the vehicle when he saw it at a show at Wandsworth Common, Camera said. Jagger told me he'd really fallen in love with my van and asked me if he would consider selling it. I was stunned when he offered me £100,000. Sell the bitch. Sell the bitch. 2008, Simon Fuller married longtime girlfriend Natalie Swanston at a ceremony in California, Napa Valley. Guests included Spice Girls Victoria Beckham, Emma Button, Jerry Halliwell, including with Annie Lennox. Earlier in the year, Billboard magazine named him the most successful British music manager of all time with an estimated fortune of $400 million. I'm sorry, $400 million. Let's see. In 2005, Coldplay's new album was illegally put out on the internet a week before its UK and US release. The leak took place on the day copies were sent to UK radio stations the day before it went on sale in Japan. Security measures around the release included hosting albums playbacks at Abbey Road Studios for journalists instead of sending them copies of the album. Any CDs that were sent out were labeled with a false name, the Fir Trees, to throw would-be pirates off the scent. All right. A lot of shit happened that day. I can't read it all. But anyway, thank you. Thank you, Jay. As always, you're always looking out for me, man. Always. Over 15 years, you've been looking out for me. Thank you, brother. Thank you. That's why I do this every day, for the people that really care and support. Ramon Ray, thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. Says, happy Friday. No comment on the Dolphins. Go Bitcoin, XRP, and Caspa. Go Panthers. How about Caspa? Dude, Forbes wrote about Caspa. Guess what they wrote? The faster Bitcoin. Oh, I'm sorry. Who's been saying that? I'm sorry. Who's been talking about Caspa saying it's faster than Sui, faster than Solana, faster than Ethereum, 6,000 times faster than Bitcoin? Yet, it has the proof of work security of Bitcoin that Solana, Sui, Ethereum, and many others don't have. I know you didn't believe me when I told you Bitcoin would climb. You're not going to believe me that Caspa may become money. It's all good, bro. I expect another dip here with Caspa. So, act accordingly. But what can I tell you? Ray, thank you. And thank you for your support. As always, R&M Contractors. You guys need work done here in Dade and Broward County, even in your condos, by the way. You call R&M Contractors. And Ray, good people, man. And thank you, Ray. As always, appreciate the immense support I get from all of you, one way or another. The visiting the sponsors, a donation, helping us go to Spain. Thank you. Means the world. That's how we stay alive. It's how we keep giving you the best info for all sports locally, the best point of view locally, whether you like it or you don't, whether it's good or bad. I'm going to see Shakira in Phoenix. I guess you're trying to be cool. All right? You're going to Shakira and you're trying to be cool. Telling us you're going to Shakira in Phoenix. I got you. Have you seen Phoenix live? Now, that is also a very good one. Shakira, for me, it's like Beyonce. I want to go. I'm probably going to put a lot of stuff in my ears, and I would just want to be like in the first couple of rows. I got to have like sight. I just want to see the show. The music does nothing for me. I do like the Hips Don't Lie song, of course. Who doesn't like that damn song? You know what I'm saying? But she is drop dead gorgeous. Jesus Christ. She is gorgeous. No doubt about it. Dolphin Dave says, I think by Tuesday we are going to be talking about a fire sale. Dolphin Dave, what you guys are going to be talking about is that the season's not about winning finally. They're finally all going to come over to my side and say, oh, okay, now we see what you see. And yes, June 1st is the start of hurricane season through November 30th. And that's why you need to have the number from Welton Rayom, 954-966-4646. Okay? So that way, God forbid, we get hit by a storm and you get damaged, they're going to send their adjusters over, and then they'll handle the insurance company. And then when you need to get the work done, you go and call R&M contractors. That's it. That's all you do. Mike McDaniel can make the and you can make the case for Tua are playing for their jobs. I'm not making any case for anything. I think Mike McDaniel's done. I don't think Tua's anything to do with this. You know, I think you have to do everything around Tua the right way so you can get the max out of the guy. But that's, again, it's just spinning. We're spinning the wheel, dude. That's all we're doing. We're spinning the wheel. Nothing else. Going around and round. We're just watching the wheel go round and round. We really love to watch it roll. No longer on the merry-go-round. I just have to go. We'll see you on Monday. Much love. Y'all be safe out there. Thanks to Sean Stanley. Thanks to the amazing Larry Schlossberg. We appreciate it. Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, all the great people. But come on out here and see Larry. We're at the end of the month. They will make you a great deal. Got a fleet of certified pre-owned vehicles. Hit the like button before you go out. I love you all. We'll see you on Monday.